Welcome to today's lesson. Today we're working on answering questions about two texts. The success criteria are listed on the screen here, and when we're done with this lesson, you're going to come down to number 3 and quickly read a couple of very short texts, and then you're going to answer some questions about those paired texts before you move on to independent reading today, where you'll answer this short question in response to your independent reading. Let's get started with the lesson. Today we're learning about paired texts, and our goal is I can answer questions about paired texts. The steps to do that would be to read the text, check which texts you need to use, and then answer the question using the appropriate text or texts. Why would people do this? Why would you pair up texts? Why would you put two texts together and then try to talk about them? Well, when we pair texts, we can get a lot of ideas about the same topic in one place. So, for example, if I want to learn about recent events in the news, like what's going on with the election or the inauguration or the new presidency, I might read articles from different websites and just to get more information. And when we combine information together, when we combine texts, that leads to a richer and deeper understanding of a topic. So I know more about the things that I care about because I've read more than one article about them. Or I understand characters better when I read about them in more than one text in a series. So you might also learn different perspectives or different opinions about the same topic, which can help you develop your own ideas. So pairing text is a very useful and rich experience to have. Let's dive into how to use it when we respond to texts. So your first step is just to read those texts, baby. Today you'll get two texts. They're pretty short. I want you to read them both. Next, you're going to get some questions about the text to help you deepen your thinking. When you do this, you're going to check the question to figure out what text you're answering the question about. To do that, you're going to look for titles. Titles can be titles of things like books or stories or articles. Book titles are underlined, and articles or short stories are in quotes. So today we'll see a lot of quotes around the titles of things. But some questions might not be about one text. They might be about both. So your question might say, both. What does this tell you? Blah, 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 blah. Both texts. Or it might say both titles. You'll have a quote around one title and a quote around another. So you want to look and see if there's more than one title in your question. So here's some examples. We're going to see later on in our lives these two texts, William F. Cody and Buffalo Bill, and Autobiography of Buffalo Bill. So if I'm being asked a question, I need to figure out which text am I supposed to answer based on. So the first question says, based on the text Autobiography of Buffalo Bill, what can be said about William Frederick Cody? So that means I'm only going to look at Autobiography of Buffalo Bill to answer the question. I'm just going to go look at that text and see if I can find evidence for my answer there. I'm going to ignore the other text, William F. Cody and Buffalo Bill. Okay, question 2 says, William F. Cody and Buffalo, according to William F. Cody and Buffalo Bill, which two sentences are true? Blah, blah, blah. Now this question is just about this text. There's no mention of the other one, so I'm going to ignore that when I answer this. Lastly, you might see something like this, where it says, based on the information in this and this, what can the reader conclude about blah, blah, blah? This has both titles, so I'm going to use both titles in my answer. Remember, you might also see the word both instead of the two titles. Okay, your last step is to use the appropriate text to support your answer. So make sure that you're actually getting evidence from that text when you answer and not accidentally answering about the wrong text. Or make sure you're combining information from both texts if you're being asked to answer about both. That's what I've got for you today. Your next step is to go down to number 3 and click on it and read about Mr. Whiskers' Whiskers and a story called Adventure in Africa, and then answer questions about paired texts. So questions about paired text will be here, and if you go straight there, you can actually find the readings there as well. So I will see you on the other side, readers. Bye for now.